Now I don't wanna do it, but I ain't afraid to die. Lord knows I ain't perfect, I ain't trying to tell a lie. It's understood and I ain't hearing all that woulda, coulda, shoulda. Trying to say you want peace, then you burn the.
It was my God's honest that I was all about a non-violent approach, but it seems truth is a non-topic.
Do you see a big difference then to now? Was there at least a little respect for law enforcement back then?
Yeah, but you know what the other thing was is there were things the police could do to encourage better behavior.
Yeah.
We were actually allowed to take people to jail for things like disorderly conduct,
Right.
assault on a police officer.
Yeah. Which should, you know.
They can't put their hands on them anymore. They're getting doused with milk and water. And here's the other aspect. And it's one of the main reasons why the police can't be the police anymore. Violence is inherently ugly. There's no way to dress it up. When you witness it, it's traumatic. But the simple fact of the matter is, with respect to law enforcement and the criminal procedure laws of every police department in the nation, the use of force is mandated by almost a force majeure. Whatever level of force they're using, you're using one level higher to arrest, to stop an assault, to stop violence, to restrain the suspect, get him handcuffed, and get him to jail.
Right.
Gotcha.
Now, just because I'm authorized to punch someone 7 times, breaking all the bones in their face, doesn't mean it's going to look real good on video.
Right.
Right.
It's going to horrify people. And they're going to think that that's a crime, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's called necessary force. I can't tell you how many people I had to fight hand and fist and feet, who were either trying to shoot me or take my head off with a tire iron, a 2x4, a baseball bat. But I elected to duke it out because I have those skills. If I don't have those skills, what do I got to go to? I got to beat them with a club.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
Can you imagine how hideous that looks on video?
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah.
Now consider the fact that every single encounter in metropolitan police all over the country, every single encounter is on audio and video. The language is harsh. The violence is, well, quite frankly, it's repugnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's supposed to be. Human beings are supposed to be repulsed by violence.
Right.
But the simple fact of the matter is, the only way to overcome violence is with greater violence.
That's right.
We've lost touch with that reality. And as a result, now we have cops running around trying to protect us who are not permitted to even protect themselves.
Yeah.
See, that's a recipe to get killed, because I grew up in the street, basically. I was involved in dumb shit when I was younger. And if you went into these situations not knowing what you could do or being on the fence about things, or that's when you get hurt.
Yeah.
When you can't commit either way and you're frozen in place.
Right.
That's when someone gets hurt.
The training and the culture has regressed to this point to actually put cops in danger coming right out of the academy.
Absolutely.
Because when I got started, the old timers, the officers who were in the academy who were doing the training, many of which were hiding from the street, but we'll get in. That's not important now. So basically, the old timers you worked with, you were told, you're the police. You have to be the police. If you decide I don't want to get involved with this guy and you punk out and you walk away, that's a problem for the next cop.
Right.
Yeah, absolutely.
When you have a situation, you handle it. You do what you need to handle it. You don't do more than you need to, just what you need to.
Right.
And then the message gets out. Don't play with the blue.
Well, I think that's like a big problem now too, is that, like, you know, like you said, don't do more than you need to, do what you need to. So it's like, okay, but now, you know, we have one case or something that'll show up and it's like an extreme case where, you know, more than needed to be done was done. But then that turns into this whole thing of where, like, they shouldn't be allowed to do anything like that. They shouldn't be allowed to defend themselves at all. They shouldn't be allowed to touch you. They shouldn't be allowed.
Get
It's
rid
like,
of them.
well, what in the hell are they supposed to do then? Just let you, you know, beat the crap out of them? Just let you, you know, I mean, come on.
Yeah. Well, the case that you described sounds like Memphis to me. And
Yeah. Yeah.
And here's the reason why
That was a personal thing, partly, I read.
I don't care what the reasoning was.
Yeah.
They were pulling him over on a traffic stop.
Right.
If he runs away, take the plate, do an investigation, tow the car.
Right.
You know what he looks like. Find him again.
Yeah, exactly.
You got his ID, his registration.
What happened in that particular situation is you had a bunch of cops with 0 time on in an elite unit already.
Right.
And just 3 years before, none of them would have been eligible to be police officers.
Right.
They lowered the hiring standards because they're not getting anyone to take the job.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense.
So, okay, you're going to beat up on the police so they can't protect themselves. You're going to get legitimate, up from the ground thugs.
Right.
Who are going to take those jobs.
Right, because no one wants to take them. God forbid you know have to do anything.
You
You're
don't want to
getting
do
psycho
police for the
fast,
right
too.
reasons aren't applying anymore.
That's crazy.
It's shameful.
That makes total sense, though. That
It
the
does.
bar is lowered, and now some guys are going to get in there that are even worse.
And society has done that. They've done that because of all the freaking bullshit and all the screaming and this, that,
Like
and the
he
other.
said, it's like anything
you know?
else. You take those visuals, you pair that up with some, in my opinion, political bullshit. You put those two together, and that's the problem.
Yeah.
You know, wow, look at this on video, defund, blah blah blah.
Yeah, defund
you know.
the police. Oh, for the love of God.
Meanwhile, none of these people would want any of these actual street animals living next door to them or in their house.
All right, but let's
they'd be
put
the
them,
first to call you.
but let's put them on the police force, you know, because no, everyone's now afraid to take the job because you make one, you breathe wrong, and all of a sudden you're, going to jail.
And they
It's
make an
like,
example of it.
like,
We're
my
dealing
God,
with
can
that
the
in
cop
New York
not
right
do his
now.
job at all anymore? They really can't. They can't.
Yeah. Well, just recently in New York, the deputy commissioner of training, unilaterally, without conferring with the police commissioner, the mayor, or anyone else, she decided that she was throwing out the physical requirements in the police academy, in the gym, to be certified as physically fit. No obstacle course, no wall to jump, no body fat count, none of that. And you go on Facebook as retired law enforcement, you're talking to cops all over the guys that you worked with, guys and girls you worked with, cops from all over the country, and they're all losing their minds over this. And I had to inject a little reality into it. They don't want you being the police anymore. So why not hire fat slobs who can't get out of the car?
Right.
Right, yeah.
Because they don't want them interacting with criminals. Now you've guaranteed this 400-pound blob is not going to chase anyone.
Right.
In fact, he's using the takeout counter at Burger King.
I, for one, feel so much safer with that, on the road.
It was my God's honest that I was all about a non-violent approach, but it seems truth is a non-topic.